Newly released surveillance footage by bystander video, as well as bystander video, which is shedding more light on last week's fatal ICE shooting in Houston of Mexican national Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. The mayor of Houston said the city's police chief will meet with FBI agents tomorrow, urging them to share evidence as demands grow for an independent investigation.
Are they really going to cover this up? Are they going to keep covering up killings on American streets? Are they going to do that in Texas? Are they going to do that in Houston? Are they going to do that in a place where Ken Paxton is going to have to go around the state justifying the killing of people in the streets of Texas?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Demands are growing for an independent investigation. MS Now reporter Britt Miller has more.
Calls for justice and accountability continue this morning after protests spilled into the streets of Houston over the weekend. The community outcry comes days after the deadly shooting of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, the father of three killed by an ICE agent on his way to work Tuesday. Now local leaders say they're preparing for the next steps, including a national vigil, possible legal action, and a congressional hearing.
First and foremost, to continue to highlight these militarization and excessive use of force tactics.
There's also a unified push for an independent investigation as the Department of Homeland Security leads the shooting investigation and the FBI looks into the, quote, potential assault on a federal law enforcement officer. But just hours after the shooting, DHS claimed, without providing evidence, Salgado Araujo weaponized his vehicle trying to run over an ICE officer, who then shot in self-defense. A spokesperson later told MS Now ICE officers saw a white van with an individual who looked like their target.
They also said that they were actually targeting two other men of Guatemalan descent, but all the men in that truck were actually of Mexican descent, Mexican nationals. A brown man, a Latino man, driving a work truck in a predominantly Latino community. They were casing the community. They were hunting Latinos that morning.
Surveillance videos obtained by MS Now show some of what happened in the moments before the shooting. At 6:46 a.m., you see the white van jump the curb to take a left turn. One ICE SUV continues straight while the other follows the van before closely driving alongside it. Seconds later, the white van does a U-turn, stops briefly, and continues down the street.
There was a chase, if you will, just around a couple of blocks. And there was no damage at all to the front of the vehicle, to the side of the vehicle, to the side panels of the vehicles. You could clearly see that it wasn't used to ram anything at all.
And we have yet to see video of the actual shooting. But in the moments after, a bloodied Salgado Araujo is seen on the ground with agents standing over him.
A life was lost, and it was unfortunately someone who did not deserve it.
Lorenzo's son, Ronaldo Salgado, overwhelmed with emotion, telling MS Now his father lived in the U.S. for 35 years and was in the process of getting his work permit.
This is a man who provided for us, who provided for my mom. He promised my mom, that she would never have to work because he got us. So that's how I want the world to remember my dad.
And he says right now the family is focused on making funeral arrangements. Meantime, the three other men inside that van were detained by ICE during this incident. One of them was Salgado Araujo's brother. Back to you.
Yeah, so they go into this neighborhood in Houston, and as we heard there, quote, hunting Latinos.
Yeah.
And a case of mistaken identity, first of all, and then the DHS. It's just like, do they just have an automatic push key that every time someone is gunned down and killed in the streets of America, do they just push a button and it just spits out a statement that says they were weaponizing their vehicle when, again, it was a lie with Renee Good. Just they were lying through their teeth with Renee Good. They gunned her down from the side. Looked like, I don't know. I don't know that we'll ever have a hearing on whether they murdered or not. But
we'll never know.
Yeah, they swept up the investigation. So they shot her in cold blood through the side of the window when she posed absolutely no threat. And then they did the lie about weaponizing the vehicle so idiots on other channels could go, oh, they weaponized the vehicle when she didn't weaponize the vehicle. And they're spreading the same lie here, weaponizing the vehicle, when there is absolutely no evidence that ever happened. And remember, they had to backtrack because they lied about Renee Good. They had to backtrack because they lied about Alex Preddy. And they're going to have to backtrack because they're lying here. That's all they seem to do after they gun down people in the streets of America that have the same constitutional rights that you and I have. And if you don't believe me, read the Constitution, listen to some of the speeches of Justice Scalia and others. It's just, again, it's out of control, and it's happening in Texas and Minneapolis. It's happening across America.